It's time for more of the team competitive action. One and all, welcome back to Empire Duels, the $2,000 tournament component of this $5,000 tournament where we mix up the lads and ladettes. On the west side, or actually south side in the situation, we're going to have Nostromia in the purple playing as the Delhi, teamed up with Kiljadi playing as the Byzantines in the purple. To the north, it is going to be Deep Shine in the orange as the English, and they're going to be partnered up with My Insanti's Anatand playing as the Ayubids in this game. And we've got some growth wing play. We're going to hit the 2x speed. You know me, I like the 2x for the early game. I just realized the UI, weirdly enough, disappeared, so let's get that back up. And yeah, I quite like the idea of like Ayyubids in these 2v2s. I don't think we've seen them hit their full potential, but this is pretty cool. We've got growth wing, which shows you that Anatand understands he needs to be present this age. And we are actually going to have some boat-on-boat play, but no! Anatand! Oh, dude, you cannot do this against Delhi. Anatand, I don't think he scouted the dock drop coming in. So just like that, Anatand just lost a third of the value of his growth wing tech-up choice. Damn. Nostromi is vibing right now. This is a great start for the Southside team. On land, we have got the first Lombos coming out. We're going to slow this down a little bit now. Outposts are going up, and this is a good reason. You don't want to directly contest the Lombos straight away. You need static defenses. Because if you can't get this olive oil, you can't even get your Lombos out in the first place. But love the idea of Lombos here, right? Like, some people say go Javelin in this situation. I think Lombo works better. The reason is that if you go Javelins, your opponent with Council Hall can just outmass you and kill jabs, even with Lombos. On top of that, you have batch production advantage, right? Like, your opponent is trickling troops right now, and you're just going to birth 5 of them in the next 45 seconds. Apologies about the UI. I can't do anything about this. Shout out to the community for creating a team UI. It may not be perfect, but my God, thank God we have something. Weird that Microsoft aren't the ones providing that. The Limitane are kind of surprisingly tanky, right? You always have to remember they have 10 extra health. On top of that, ranged armor is a thing. A bloody strong thing as well. You see why English can be so annoying for the Byzantines, right? When they play aggro, it's kind of interesting, right? Because whenever we watch 1v1s, English never play aggro. They always go for the Abbey of Kings and then just hunker down. I'm wondering if it's time to revisit that idea of Lombo spamming in 1v1s. Probably not. The reason why not is like the reason this looks so good right now is because there is a risk cavalry you're seeing him produce into Limitane. In a 1v1 against English, you're very happily, as Byzantines, just build Lombos from your mercs and then just spam Horsemen. It's a really strong 1-2 punch. I think Recon was the first player to discover that earlier this year, and then people like Beastie started trying it out and trying to perfect the build and discovered it's insanely powerful. So what do you guys think? Ones, if you believe Nostromo and Kiljadi can take this one. Twos, if you think it's Deep Shine and Anatand. I'm going to hit the fast forward because we haven't got any like big major pressure coming in. We have got a tech on the way from Anno though, right? He must be going soon. Yeah, the timings I know well. Advancement Wing now on the way for red. So this is about getting that Camel Lancer pump going, but Limitane have already been prepped for that very reason. It's a little bit harder for Nostromia. They're just massing Ghazi. Ghazi are going to have a hard time against Camel Lancers. You get enough of them in theory, right? But you have to be able to get enough on board. I think the best thing you can do if you're Nostromia is go after Deep Shine. Deep Shine has nothing but Lombos right now. They left themselves very exposed in that regard. Instead, it looks like they're trying to punish the booming player. Knowing that Anatand is trying to tech up, they're looking to block him entirely. Gold gathering not feasible right now. And Anatand, is this an archer transition? No, because he's got 3 stables, but the problem is he doesn't have any gold gathering going on right now, so kind of limited on what he can grab here. Does queue up 3 Camel Lancers, but now needs to find more gold access ASAP. In the meantime, Deep Shine tries to protect their teammate, and he's going to be punished for it. The other problem right now is Deep Shine is just A-clicking back. They're not targeting the Limitane, which means that the Ghazi are serving their full and intended purpose. Hey, Frey. Yeah, you playing outside? Go play outside then, darling. Good girl. Yeah, play. Bye. I know, that was the best commentary you've ever heard me give over Age of Empires 4 action. Antan's in a bit of a pickle here, guys. He's throwing way too much food. He's going to have to sell for gold. No, yeah, I think he just did as well. Kind of problematic. The Camel Lance count really isn't there. Remember, Lombos are a premium range unit. They have an extra +1 damage compared to normal archers, which means that they do scale a little bit better than mass archers would into Camel Lancers here. And Anatan can't really afford to go ranged armor 2 because that also requires gold that he is now not accessing. This is pretty rural. Behind this, I don't think there's any tech plans immediately, right? Nostromi is not saving up. Kiljadi's not stockpiling either. They're realizing that Deep Shine's kind of a non-factor right now after they threw away all those Lombos. So instead, they just keep focusing on Anatan. This is not looking good. Nostromi, in the meantime, is going to start wrapping around the back. That's a lot of Ghazi. Textiles is at least in, so Anatan did have the foresight to realize this was coming. Instead, looks like they're going to be dialing back. Yeah, kind of awkward. The Camel Lancers need to really just be fighting the Ghazi. It's your perfect target. Sure, Ghazi gets some bonus damage against heavy, but if the choice is running into Limitano or running to Ghazi, I think the choice is quite obvious. Kara Siphon. Now actually hitting one of the houses, so Anatan... he's not going to get pop locked anytime soon. I guess this is one of the positives doing Camel Lancers. I think in hindsight, though, like this is a classic example where Gulam's probably would have felt better. It feels bad because you're playing a 2v2 map, so it makes it less feasible, but you would have at least had the mass together. Right, Anatan is just completely poor at this stage. Deep Shine at least is able to sneak the army into his base. I think this is probably where you're going to see Kiljadi start to go for age 3. He's got a few more Lombos in queue. That's always going to happen. Spearman count isn't really scaling too fast, though. And it's because he doesn't really need to. They do, however, need to stop this right now. Anatan snuck out into the gold. They don't seem aware of it. Instead, they seem to be pivoting towards orange. All right, I don't think this game is over yet, guys. They're a little bit too bogged down, which means Anatan is going to be able to scale into more units here. Nostromia, interestingly enough, is the one saving up quite a pretty penny here. And I'm a little bit perplexed by that. I don't think it's her goal to reach age 3. It should be Kiljadi's. I mean, she did go for Dome of Faith, right? So, like, scaling archers isn't really viable here. Not desirable, at least. We do at least have Pro Scouts coming in, so they're absorbing food off the map. And they're still keeping Deep Shine down in the mud, right? Military lead is substantial at this stage. And looks like we actually have a few Ghazi discovering what's going on over here. The villagers are in a little bit of trouble. A few are going to go down, but due to the textiles and so many of them being here, they should be able to hold this back. Okay, so we actually have a game on our hands. All of a sudden, it's the type of game where, you know, you want to press 1 for Nostromo and Kiljadi, 2 for Deep Shine and Anatan, because I think this one genuinely now feels like a, I don't want to say a direct 50-50 split. It's pretty tight, though. In fact, it might even be leaning in favor of Anatan now. I mean, they didn't prep themselves for this tech choice still. Nostromia is close to hitting the trigger. I think you go House of Learning here, right? House of Learning into Elephanto Funtime is kind of sick. It's a very big map, but if you're ever able to justify it and get across it, it's pretty brutal to deal with. I mean, hell, even if you just decide to go Lancers, the interesting thing about going Lancers is you're able to offset most of the damage reduction from Camelanese by having Honed Blades, which makes it a bit more justifiable. Upside of the map, Deep Shine, I don't think they're ready for it yet. There we go, tech's now coming. Food and gold about to be gathered up, so we're probably going to be looking at a King's Palace build here. There's no pressure coming towards their base, so they can kind of get away with a more greedy option. Well, there's greedy, and then there's insanely greedy. That is a wide King's Palace. But a lot of late game secured with this, right? The gold, the wood. This kind of hooks you up to an IV drip and starts to power you forward. Kiljadi on the other side. yet to pull the trigger himself. Does he know? There isn't any reason he should know. I think it's more about wood. You know, either your opponent went to the backwoods or they're playing aggressive woods. And you can only really check one of them. And the time might be perfect. Oh my god, Deep Shine! Had to cancel the King's Palace here. I think the bigger deal is just the gold, right? That's exactly what Killjadi was coming over here for. Just to check the gold. I don't think he realizes just what a jackpot he hit there. The intent definitely wasn't to find a landmark. The intent was to stop a tech up by hobbling the gold. And now, as a result of that, we can actually see Killjadi will be able to catch up. Golden Horn Tower now on the way on the front line. Awkward situation. This should have been a tech advantage for the English. But now, because you're mirroring the timing, it's actually favoring Byzantines due to Dialecticus. They can tech faster. Camel Lancer is at least going to delay things a bit. But we'll get pinched. The rest of the Camel Lancers seem to be hunting into Nostromia's base. Nostromia, who has Lancers on the way, so no Elephantos coming. A very early Wallalow, well played there, will actually just push Anatan away. I think those type of Wallalows are really underrated, by the way. It's not about getting any conversions. It's simply about pushing an attack away so you don't miss your timing. Remember, it takes a very long time to scale Lancers, even with Scholars inside. So you have to buy that time. I think we're now also going to get crossbows added in for the Delhi. Looking at the relic situation, Anatan has one on his side, a second one nearby. Probably a 3 relic game for him, maybe a 4 relic game. Meanwhile, Nostromia has 1 garrisoned. I'd expect this to be like a 2 or 3 split for them as well, though. Ah, Killjadi. He knew exactly what Anatan was up to. Well played, my friend. That's pretty annoying for Anatan as well, because he went up to 4 dervishes, so you kind of have to justify it by getting a majority of relics here. Camel Lancers, in the meantime, are going to have to back away. It looks like Deep Shine is going to have to go back to just sitting in Anatan's base, and I don't like this. I get that they don't have the walls up yet, but you've just seen both enemy armies on the east side. This would have been the perfect time to hit into the base of the Byzantines. Instead, they're just going to try to mirror move across the map and then defend Anatan, but the delay upon arrival means that Anatan is going to have to forfeit some territory here. Kind of awkward as well. Remember, the gold he needs now is here and beyond. He already exhausted the 4K at the back. Right now, he's stealing what little his teammate has. Flash is going to come in. Limitane follow up on the way. And Lancers need to get the hell out of here. These fights don't feel comfortable at all. You can see the clash coming in. The archer spam from Killjadi haven't been upgraded yet, so they're going to be dove on. Anatan gets the right read here. The greed of Killjadi. Just this overextension with the Limitane means he's going to lose his entire army. Anatan and Deep Shine able to push it back again. Meanwhile, the cavalry battalion from Nostromia don't really have any clear targets here. All right, guys, this is kind of swinging a little bit now. Deep Shine and Anatan, they've both got 2 TC, right? So they're going to build an eco lead here. They've got the majority of relics on their side. They've got the better army. Nostromia and Killjadi have problems. They're at least alleviating some of them. Killjadi is now walling off the west side. The east side is still kind of open, though, and I'd love to see orange and red now just converge on purple's base. Purple, who, by the way, while playing Delhi, yes, you're seeing that correctly. Try not to scream internally too hard. They are indeed building a second TC. You know what the team meta is meant to be when even Delhi have to indulge 2 TC. Kind of interesting map to have picked Delhi on as well. I mean, they definitely found some value in that early game from the fishing boat play, right? But usually you expect to see Delhi on 3 Sacred Site maps. I think it's a little bit different in team games just because it's much harder to hold 3 Sacred Sites against 2 players, right? You split a bit too thin and then they just all in on 1. You're just going to lose every day. So yeah, that has been a recurring theme. I think we've seen 1 or 2 games where people try to play for Sacred Site control. Most notably Cliffside. But even there, a map where it's desirable, you just see how difficult it is to hold on. I think that's why Himayama, you just see it ignored. That's Lombos and Camel Lancers now in position. We do not see a ranged armor level 2 yet coming in from Nostromia. They do not have pegs either. So this crossbow is lacking the extra range. Yeah, I don't like this right now for Nostromia. They're kind of on an island and they need assistance. Instead, Kiljadi is looking to raid. Oh, the timing deep shine. Last second tries to get out, but it seems Kiljadi's aware. There is a long way out here, but it is a little bit dicey. So Anno and Deep Shine are kind of out of their base now, right? But they do need to start finding targets. The problem is Deep Shine doesn't have an easy ability. Their army's too slow. So it really is on Anatan to just find raid potential here. We'll be able to idle out the back row farms. Even kill a few villagers on the way through. That is an eco lead now starting to rear its ugly head here, right? It's almost 20 up for Deep Shine and Anatan. And there is at least 2 TC now from Kiljadi as well as Nostromia, right? So they are at least going to offset any escalation to this detail. But it is still a remaining issue in this game. I think Deep Shine and Anatan should in theory have this, right? The only thing that scares me, and he's fixing that now, is I think Anatan's army was a little bit too one-dimensional camel lancers, but he's shifting over. So we've got crossbow archers getting added in now. They probably need Deep Shine to go full men-at-arms now, otherwise they have a crippling weakness of no front line. And we now have the war elephants, and this is why I want him off camel lancers. These guys counter cavalry hard. Everyone's been blabbing about this AoE splash damage to Tusk. I'm more focused on the 66 damage against cavalry every 2 seconds on an 850 HP unit. Knock, knock, mother duckers. It's Elephanto fun time. Archers also find the economy. Good raid by Kiljadi. Yeah, you can't even counter-attack this, right? It's just too many lombos, so has to shift away. That's blocking the wood gathering, which is problematic with Deep Shine. I think we wanted to get into more farms soon. Now we see a dive into Anatan's base again. This has been non-stop pressure onto Anatan. Elephants. Not even attacking, by the way. A little bit of a misclick there. If Nostromia had attacked straight away, there'd already be 4 dead camel lancers before things really began to get heated up. But now that they have heated up in the kitchen, Anatan is getting cooked. Oh, this is problematic, man. It's such a great read. The issue is Deep Shine's army is really slow. Men-at-arms and Lombos, the slowest infantry units you can build here, right? So by going after Anatan, they remove the opponent who can react quicker with camels, with archers. And it means that they're essentially getting a 2v1 into a 2v1. Ironically, while fielding very slow war elephants themselves. Kind of makes you wish you now had spears as well, considering your opponent's got mass crossbows and mass elephants. Looks like Deep Shine is going to try to get vengeance here. Anatan's army pretty much fully depleted at this stage. It's pretty much all Deep Shine. Trying to back this up with some power. You see the way that they're now just punishing Anno, looking for the economy as well. Wave 1 is going to get mopped up, but the amount of map control that gets forfeited here, right? The pressure release and the fact that you went from having, like, what was it, 20 eco lead to now less than 10 between you. It's a problem here. Daddy's coming. Anatan with a second wall here. Fearing for his life for good reason. Yeah, mass men-at-arms isn't the cleanest way of dealing with these elephants, but it works, right? Like, it's just quantity over quality. I do feel like Nostromia has been misusing these elephants a bit. We saw it earlier when they just didn't attack. That time was weird as well. They're never getting out, so don't even try to run them, right? Just attack back, do some damage, move on to the next step of the draft. Kiljadi is now moving on that next step. I actually feel really bad for Deep Shine and Anatan. Like, in theory, you can see the power of their army, right? But they never get to use it because you keep seeing this back and forth. Nostromia and Kiljadi attack Anatan. Then Kiljadi attacks Deep Shine. Every time, they're just dodging this big, bulky army that the English have built up. Oh, the diving's coming in. This is not a fast keep, folks. And I don't know if it's going to be a successful one. Lanceneck in the mix means that Deepshine has to bail on the castle drop. Now they're marching forward, looking for a counterattack on Nostromia here. Nostromia would really benefit from getting a siege workshop down, just pumping out 1 or 2 mangoes, but no sign of that coming. Your village is being pulled. No, 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 no. Surely not. The Lanceneck sweep's coming in. This is going to be tight. The keep is not going up. Deepshine, 99% on the keep. The salami slicer boys at the very last moment ruining her plan here. And Deepshine now has even bigger problems. Their military mass is not here. It's on the other side of the map. They realistically have next to nothing to defend against Kiljadi's attack into the base. And Nostromia is buying enough time over here. Look at these elephants go. Oh my god. Anatan completely bailed and dove a keep instead. He didn't even stop it going up. There's a second keep here as well. Nostromia has got that defensive lineup. Anatan is scrambling, flailing like a fish to try and find a way through. Splashing like a Magikarp. Seems appropriate that he's wearing the red. In the meantime, the elephants are having a field day with the Lombos left over. Kiljadi is now wrapping around again. This time, Deepshine will get the castle up. But at this point, control of the game has been given over. Behind this, Anatan hasn't really completed a farm transition, right? He's probably about, what, 15 deep? Okay, no, my mistake. He is good. He's 36 deep. They've been creeped over here and here. So that's at least complete for him. Byzantine 1 is pretty much ticked as well. It's free TC from Kiljadi now. This greedy son of a gun. And now, despite all that pressure coming Nostromia's way, they're able to afford Imperial Edge. By God, I think they've done it. I mean, Anatan already used the advanced wing, right? So he can't rush a tech up. We've got mass farms starting to come in the background. Nostromia is sitting at what? How many farms? 39. They're cozy. They're kushki. And Delhi, you know, we usually don't talk about Delhi in the Imperial Age that much, but they do have some potency there, right? I think War Elephants are going to be effective now. And on top of that, Ghazi have always been this impressive unit. They scale really well population-wise for what they do into Imperial. When you think about how often late game becomes mass horsemen, this is a premium horseman. Kiljadi. Wait, did he really... He sat here and built Karo Ciphers the whole time. Okay. Oh, Deepshine is going to have to react quick to that, because 3 Karo Siphons will make quick work of a castle. He's going to dive in now with the men-at-arms. Crossbows are going to try to snipe them down, but this isn't going to work. Kiljadi, a cute idea, but he will be repelled. Even Anatan coming over to assist just in case, but that means his base is now open and ripe for the taking. Nostromia on the approach here. Waller Elephant upgrades. Have we got anything queued for them? Because I'm trying to remember. There is something, right? Oh, no, I'm thinking of the Tower Elephants, right? How does this coming in? No, I am right. There is one. The Armored Beast. There we go. So it's 2 minutes out. Do they even have 2 minutes in this game? Palestine scores on the way. Kiljadi is about to juice his army as well. And with Dialecticus, those unlocks come in fast for the Byzantines. He already has 2k gold set up exactly for that. He goes straight after the town center. He's immediately trying to force the fight. Elephants need to start engaging here. Keep drop is almost complete. They can set up siege behind this. The elephants are just spooky as all hell for the Camel Lancer mass. Farm's about to get idled up. Good body blocker on the south side here, making sure the Ghazi can't get in. But that has opened the floodgates onto the crossbows. Elephants shift across after the Lancers, and the archers begin to dive in. Once again, where is Deepshine? I feel like this has been the story of the game. Just manipulating the map, using the English immobility against them. There are people that feel at home on a boat and on an island, but not on the mainlands here. And it's proven to be the undoing. Anatan's army has pretty much been wiped. It is once again about to become a 2 versus 1. This time around, I think Nostromo and Kiljardi might have enough firepower left to just wipe Deep Shine out. Especially with the age-up advantages coming in. Armies are trading about even right now. Reinforcements should be soon to arrive, right? I think we have more troops on the way, and that seems to be it. They don't even want to see what's coming over the hill. GG gets cooled. An insane back-and-forth game. A game that felt like a moment. Anatan has survived, weathered the storm to come back, but like a dog with a bone that just won't let go. Time and time again, they put him in an uncomfortable position.